supermarkets to ration. A food shortage in the UK is forcing some supermarkets to ration fruits and vegetables. And as CTV's Vanessa Lee tells us, British consumers are dealing with fallout from a combination of factors. We've been to a couple of different supermarkets today, and there are a lot of empty shelves, a lot of signs that say temporarily out of stock. And so that is why more or less every grocery chain here has put limits in place. The one that we went to today, called Aldi, puts a limit on the number of cucumbers and tomatoes and peppers that people can buy. So it's a limit of 3 per customer. And the sign says it's so that there is enough to go around for everyone. And really, and at other grocery stores, it's not just the 3 items I just mentioned, but there's also raspberries that are in short supply, so they're limiting those, as well as bagged salad and cauliflower as well. And there are a couple of reasons for this. The first one that you mentioned is weather. So the UK gets a lot of its produce from Morocco and Spain, which has been hit with adverse weather, everything from drought to heavy rain and even a cold snap. It was actually snowing in Morocco yesterday. And Spain has also been hit hard, and its tomato crop is 20% smaller than it was last year. And this combined with another issue, because there's a lot of produce that is grown here in the UK as well, but there are local farmers who didn't grow as much this year because of high energy costs. They use the heated greenhouses, and because of skyrocketing costs, they did not grow as much, and so that is why we are seeing this shortage at the supermarket.
All right, Shalom. Shalom. Before I start, I want to give all honors and glories and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Chodash, Yahweh, which is the only true name of the Heavenly Father, Yahawashi, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, but his only true name is Yahawashi. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, because those are the men who I've learned this truth from through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect, and shalom to you, sincere brothers scattered abroad, pushing forth this word in truth and sincerity. I am the brother Mashiach Irazakah from the servants of Yahweh Yahawashi Camp, Las Vegas, Nevada branch, and pretty much the UK is having food shortages in their area. All right, and the food shortage thing is starting to increase. All right, it's even happening in the U.S. But we know that all of these things that are happening is basically playing out through the elites. All right, there's a thing called man-made famines, and we're going to get that out for edification purposes. Now, when you go back, Salaki on that, from my last lesson, I did some precepts. When you go back and you go into man-made famines, and you can type this in. When you type in man-made famines, and you put in what are man-made famines, right? Because we know that these are man-made famines. It says, what are man-made famines? More often than not, man-made famines involve human agents wreaking havoc on the processes of food production. This includes intentional destruction of crops, seeds, and agricultural equipment and supplies such as fertilizers, Salakia. So that's pretty much what man-made famines are, and these are man-made famines. All right, Esau is establishing these man-made famines to implement his MOTB, which is that New World Order. All right, and basically the Lord is all behind this anyway to fulfill prophecy. So we're going to go into some scriptures. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. This is Jeremiah 30 and verse 5. It says, for thus saith the Lord. Now, anytime you see Lord in caps, and we're going to do this for edification's sake for those of you that's new in the truth. Now, when you go into the word Lord, anytime you see Lord in caps, it's talking about the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. All right. Yah means he, Hawah means to be, exist, he is. There's no E, there's no V, there's no U, there's no J's, right? There's no E, there's no U, there's no V, there's no J's, and there's no F's. All right. So you got to go into the Paleo Hebrew to get the name of the Lord. And anytime you see Lord in caps, it's talking about Yahweh. All right, Yahweh is the one only true name of the Heavenly Father. All right. So anytime you see Lord in caps, it's talking about the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. It says, we have heard a voice of trembling of fear and not of peace. We're in a time of fear. The economy, all right, is doing absolute bad, man. Worse. All right, the economy, there's no value to the dollar. There's no value to gold. There's no value to silver. There's no value to oil. All right, if you look at usdebtclock.org, everything is in zeros. So we're in trembling of fear, not of peace. You got people stressing out. You got people suffering. All right, inflation of foods is rising. For 2 rows of eggs is $30 right now. All right, the food is inflating. All right, and we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashimashai that the Lord is, intensifying his judgment on the earth. All right, the Lord is intensifying his judgment on the earth, and this is all basically in with fulfilling prophecy, because prophecies have to come to pass so the Lord Yahushai can come back. If these prophecies do not come to pass, then the Lord Yahushai, he can't come back. This Jeremiah 30:6, it says, Ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail with child. And a man doesn't travail with child. A woman travails. Because when a woman, she's travailing, that word travail means to suffer pain or painful efforts. When a woman is pregnant, she's 9 months to 10 months pregnant, and she's in labor of getting ready to have a baby, she's going through travailing pain births. All right, travailing pain births. And that's what we're going through right now in this place called America. Spiritually, we're going through the pain births, which is the trials and tribulations. All right, the hour of temptation is going to come, which is Jacob's trouble. All right, and we have to go through Jacob's trouble first before we can be saved. It says, as ye know and see whether a man doeth travail with child, wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his lines as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. And that paleness is what? Feeble and weak. Because the things that's going to come amongst the earth is going to bug a lot of people out, especially if an EMP attack ever occurs. That's going to put a lot of travailing of fear among people. That's going to put a travailing of fear among people. Trembling. All right, trembling, fear. That's going to scare a lot of people. So just imagine not being able to eat for 6-7 months. Imagine not having your lights on for 6 or 7 months. So imagine of going through all these things that I'm saying right now. That's going to travail a lot of people. That's going to have a lot of people travailing. All right. So again, that paleness is feeble and weak. That's going to terrify a lot of people. That's going to tremble a lot of people. That's going to cause a lot of uproars, havoc, etc. Verse 7, Alice for that day is great, so that none is like it, right? It is even a time of Jacob's trouble, and that's the time we're coming into. All right, you got the man-made famines, right? You got the shortages of food, right? The shelves getting more empty, right? The prices is getting more expensive. We seeing all these things taking place. This is bugging a lot of people out. This is stressing a lot of people out. It says, but he shall be saved out of it. And who's the he? The elect of the nation of Israel. All right. But we got to go through Jacob's trouble first before we can be saved. Because that's the point. All right. We have to go through Jacob's trouble first before we can be saved. Because you got people out there that's, teaching and saying that we're going to be, that we're already in Jacob trouble, or they teach that we're going to be saved before Jacob trouble. But that's totally incorrect. Because what about Daniel 12:1? We have to go through Jacob trouble first before we can be saved. All right. So you can see all these things that's taking place on the earth. The famine of food, right? The increase of inflation of food prices, of gas, of mortgaging, of housing, of rent, etc. All right, there's a lot of increase of inflation taking place on the earth. And this is all of the Lord, because the Lord is intensifying his judgment. And we're going to get that in we're going to get that in Ecclesiastes 12:1. It says, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Con. So we got to remember our creator. Who is our creator? Yahweh Bahashim Hashai. Alright, because the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Hashai, he's intensifying his judgment. The Lord is intensifying his wrath. You know, the elders and brothers said many times, alright, we're in the Lord's movie, and the Lord is the director of the whole entire show, of the whole entire movie. Alright, and each and every one of us individually has a particular lot that we have to play. And we don't know what our lot is. We just have to play it out. So why the evil days come not, while they're not in effect yet, you want to be remembering your creator, who is Yahweh Bahashim Hashai. Because the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Hashai, he's intensifying his judgment every day. Alright, he is intensifying his judgment every single day. So you want to fear the Lord. Alright, you want to pray to the Lord and ask the Lord to keep you embedded in the ministry, in the truth. This is Isaiah chapter 24, and we're going to read verse 10. Alright, it says, the city of confusion is broken down, and the city of confusion is this place called America, which is Babylon the great confusion. And it says, every house is shut up, and no man may come in. Right? Because everything is starting to go out of business. Look at all the things that went out of business. Look at all the stores that went out of the business over the years. Radio Shack, right? That's no longer here. Blockbuster, that's no longer here. Right? Planet Hollywood, that's no longer here. Alright? Sears, that's no longer here. Alright? Circus City, that's no longer here. And if you never heard of Circus City was like another Best Buy. It was like another form of Best Buy. That went out of business. Payless, that's no longer in business. Baby R Us, that's no longer in business. Toys R Us, that is no longer in business. GameStop is about to go out of business. You know, rumor has it. So there's a lot of things that's closing down. There's a lot of businesses that's closing down. Alright? So we can see the things that are taking place on the earth. It says the city of confusion is broken down, every house is shut up, and no man may come in. Verse 11, there is a cry for wine in the streets, and all joy is darkened. All joy is darkened. People are suffering out here. People are stressing out here. People, are living every week or every 2 weeks, living check to check, trying to survive and making ends meet. People are working 40 to 84 hours, 90 hours a week, and still paying all their bills and still not having enough to survive on. This is a very struggling situation to be in, man. All joy is darkened. People are suffering here. It says the merit of the land is gone. Verse 12, and the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. And that's what's getting ready to take place. This place called America, which is Mount Seir, Babylon the Great, is going to be destroyed. So you don't want to be embedded in this place, because this place is falling apart. Alright, this place called America is losing its own value. Alright, it doesn't have value anymore like it did. So this place is falling apart, and this place is going to be destroyed. So this is why, again, you want to be seeking the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, because the Lord, he's intensifying his judgment, and he's going to destroy this place called America. Alright, and I got a precept. This is 2nd Esdras 9:1, right? Let's see what the scriptures told us. 2nd Esdras 9:1. It says, he answered me, and this is what the angel said unto prophet Esdras. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And we're doing that. We're measuring the time diligently in itself. How we're doing that? We're looking at the things that are taking place on the earth, whether it's the Middle East, whether it's the UK, wherever it is. Alright, we're still measuring the times diligently in itself. Alright, and looking at the prophecies unfolding and being revealed. Alright, it says, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before. See, so the Lord ordained this. The Lord set this up from the beginning. This was ordained from the beginning. Verse 2, it says, Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein will the highest will begin to visit the earth, visit the world which he hath made. Right? Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and upwards of the people in the world. Verse 4, Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High speaketh those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So these things have to take place. These things have to unfold. Alright? So this place called America, which is Babylon the Great, this place is going to be destroyed. This place is going to be done away, man. The Lord's going to destroy this place. So you want to seek the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Alright? There's famines of food. I want to do a quick hit. There's famine of food taking place. Alright? And it's going to continually increase. This is why we got to have faith. Alright? Because the Lord is going to be the one to get us through. So Lord willing, that's what's edifying. Until next time I say, Shalom.